Despite what was probably their biggest failure ever, Sony is trying to push ahead with Spider-Man 4 without their greatest creative mind in tow. Now, the biggest rumor on the street is Sony wants to push Spider-Man 4 ahead and get it released in 2025. That's just about a year away now, if you think about it. I mean, Spider-Man is going to be a summer release. We are in February of 2024, so we're talking about roughly, we'll be nice here. We'll say 18 months from now. 18 months from now, they want to get Spider-Man 4 released. I just don't see how they make that happen. Now, reports are saying that Kevin Feige is spread too thin, and he just cannot help and work on Spider-Man 4 fast enough to get it released in 2025. Now, if we head over to Dexerto.com, which I have no idea what this is just some more rumor to kind of add fuel to the fire that is the Sony Spider-Man debacle going on right now. And it's saying that more dispute details emerge. It says, here we go. According to Daniel Rickman, Sony and Marvel can't seem to get on the same page about Spider-Man 4. It says that they can confirm that Sony wants to rush Spider-Man 4 no matter what. Amy Pascal wants Kevin Feige involved in a future Miles movie as well. Tom Rothman is the one who is fighting Feige on what to do with Spider-Man 4, and he's the one trying to rush it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Tom Rothman is also the man behind Madam Web, which just came out and was, well, let's take a look, abysmal. In the first 5 days, made $51 million worldwide. It is abysmal. It is terrible. You've heard all of the reviews. You've seen what people are saying. This movie is abysmal. Not to mention the Venom films have been pretty bad, and Morbius just before this film. Now, where are we at here? He also wants director Watts back to helm the film, but Kevin Feige wants someone new, which I think you do need to bring some new blood in to direct these films. Watts was good and all, but I think you need some new blood to kind of explore more and maybe make it even a little more adult. That's not to say that Watts can't make it more adult, but I do think you need to go another route. Over on X, you see Tom Rothman reportedly wants John Watts to return and direct Spider-Man 4, but Kevin Feige wants a new director. That's coming from Daniel RPK. Other reports have claimed the movie will set up Avengers Kang Dynasty, or whatever they're going to call it at this point, but it's unclear if it will be a street-level civil war with Daredevil and company, or another multiversal adventure with other Spideys, or Shudder, Sony's roster of characters like Madam Web, Morbius, and maybe even Venom. That's a dangerous, dangerous path for them to go on right now. It really is. Now, reacting to the rumors, one Redditor wrote, Tom Rothman is an existential threat to the future of Spider-Man franchise. Rothman has nothing but contempt for comics and comic book movies. He is still this genre's biggest villain. Another commented saying Spider-Man 4 will be stuck in development hell till 2026, that they're calling it. Third wrote, I hope Tom Holland starts throwing his weight around a bit. Don't let Rothman destroy this movie. So this is really, really interesting. Now, first off, let's take a look at what happened with Madam Web, because this was a movie that should not have happened. They rushed it. They're rushing this whole Sony Spider-Verse of movies without Spider-Man for some unknown reason. They had, Venom 2, Morbius, Madam Web, El Muerto, and Venom 3, essentially, all in development at one point in time, and Kraven the Hunter, all in development at one point in time. El Muerto is dead in the water at this point. Madam Web is what it is. Morbius was crap. They don't know what they're doing. And honestly, think about it. If Madam Web has shown us anything, I kind of want to highlight this. If Madam Web has shown us anything, you don't just release a movie just to release a movie. hey, people who are mad about Batgirl being canceled, sometimes the right move is to not release a movie. Madam Web is one of those films that should not have been released. Madam Web has done irreparable damage to Sony. I can't talk sometimes, guys. I'm sorry. But has done irreparable damage to Sony, to many of the actors and actresses involved in that. S.J. Clarkson, who directed it, I can guarantee, first off, she did a terrible job in that movie, directing that movie. It's unlikely she'll ever get a big budget or tentpole or really major studio film again. That movie is that bad. It is that bad. And sometimes shelving a movie, not releasing it, is the best move. Sometimes a movie is just not releasable. Sometimes it's not releasable. And Madam Web proves that. And why did that happen? It's because you constantly rush. It's because you don't take the time to truly, put the right pieces together to get the right movie out that needs to be put together to get out. And if Sony goes ahead and doesn't include Kevin Feige or utilize Kevin Feige with a Tom Holland Spider-Man, well, you're going to get another one of these. You're going to get another one of these. We're talking about we're 18 months out from when they would probably want to release this movie. Best case, they release at Christmas next year, but that's unlikely. So, knowing Sony, they're going to release it during the summer months of next year, of 2025. That's knowing Sony and how they handle things. So that means, do they have a script? So they need a script. They need pre-production. They need to get the cast together. They need a director, which they obviously want John Watts back. Is he available? They then need to get shooting. They need to do production, which is 6 to 7, 8 months of time. Then you need to do post-production. You need to have reshoots in there. Then you have your VFX teams that are going to be working to the bone to get this out, just like No Way Home struggled. They were working up until like 2 days before that movie released. It just baffles me. And that was with Marvel's and Disney's help, mind you. This is a possibility where they wouldn't have that help, and it just baffles me that Sony is willing to go that route and quite possibly willing to go that route. They need to just take a step back. They are in dire need of a win. Absolutely. What happened with Madam Web has put such a bad taste in people's mouths with Sony and Spider-Man and a Spider-Man universe. Kraven is DOA right now. Kraven doesn't come out until August. If they can, right now for the next 3 to 4 months, they need to shut up. They need to not announce or talk about any Spider-Man stuff. No Venom stuff, no Kraven stuff. Just shut up. The 2 months prior to Kraven coming out, that's when you build up your marketing, do another trailer, get people to talk about Kraven, and maybe you have a chance at making your money back on that film. But as we sit right now, and prior to those 2 months, Sony needs to shut their mouths when it comes to anything Spider-Man universe related, because nobody wants to hear it. Madam Web has done irreparable damage to the brand of Spider-Man and Sony. It's the way it's what happens. It can happen, and it's crazy that it happened like it did, but it happened. And yes, they want to win, and yes, they want one fast, but it's not going to happen next year. And it shouldn't happen next year because Marvel wants to slow down. They need to slow down. We need to have these movies slow down. You can't just jump in and do this. And if I were Kevin Feige and they say, hey, we want to move forward with this, then I think Kevin Feige says you're on your own. And you cannot include any of our characters in it. You do your thing. Enjoy. No storyline, none of our characters. Good luck. I think that's what he needs to do. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about all this. It's crazy. The comic book movie genre, it's cutthroat out there, I tell you. It's cutthroat. It's getting crazy out there. James Gunn breathing down everybody's neck. That's what's going on. Let me tell you. People were afraid. Superman Legacy. Man, it's gonna own. Everybody's afraid. What's James Gunn gonna do? DCU. On everyone's heels. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like button, hit subscribe. I'm almost at 300 subscribers on this channel, so hit that like button, hit subscribe, share it with your friends, family, aunts, uncles, grandparents. With all that said, I will catch you all later.